Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to see to find out the maximum element in an array using recursion. So what will be our input? Input will be an array which has 5 elements. Okay, so this will be index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3 and index 4, and the length will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and our expected output will be 47, which is maximum element in given array. Okay, so we need to find the maximum value, maximum of array. So here I will draw the structural function of this particular problem in JavaScript. That will be function maximum of array. Here we will pass array and then index, and then body will open, body will close, and here we will call array and index will be 0 initially, and this will be the body structure, okay, which we will implement later. Okay, so now we will go through our analysis. So here firstly we will go for high level analysis. Inside our high level analysis, the first one is expectation. So our expectation is if we are passing an array and index is 0 in maximum of array, then it should return what? It should return the element like search in array from 0 and get the max element, get max, right? And then our assumptions will be if we are calling for max of array and passing array, and index will be now 1. Okay, here we are implementing a EMI formula. So it will like search in array from 1 and get the maximum value, right? Here we are searching from 1 and here we are searching from 0. And now in third step we will relate expectation and assumptions. Okay, for that if we are calling max of array from index 1, so it will return maximum element till index 1, right? But one more thing, we also have a index 0 which we are like we left here, so we have to also consider this. So here what will be next step will be like array of 0, the value of array of 0 and the max which we find out from a max of array starting from 1. So the value which will be like max value, it will compare with this element which will be on the first element of the array. Okay, if between both which will be the max, then it will be assigned as a max. Now we can find the max value, right? So here we will like implement it in second step, which will be low level analysis. Inside low level analysis, first one is logic implementation, right? So here we will write a function to implement this concept, maximum of array and for passing array and then index, right? And the next step will be we have to find out the value which will be starting from 1, index 1, right? So this one. So for this line of statement we have to write let maximum index value or maximum element, max element from small array, right? So we have to find out that. So here we will call maximum of array, here array, and then index will be index plus 1 because we are find out from index 1 onwards. So here we will write index plus 1, right? And in very next, this will be like our first line, and in the very second line now we will calculate the maximum. We are getting like Misa, then here what we'll calculate, we have to compare index of 0 to max element. So here we will write like if maximum element in a smaller array is greater than array of index, right? Then it should return what? It should return Misa, which is already maximum value. Otherwise in else section we need to return array of index. Okay, and here we will close our function, main function, this one, and call the function maximum of array and then pass array, and index will be initially 0, right? And this whole statement will be line number 2. Okay, and our array will be like array will be what? Array will be from 24, 47 and then 18, then 35, right? And then the index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the length will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here length will be 5 and address will be like 5k for this array. So in second step we will implement our base case. We have to find out base case or stack implementation, right? So here we will create an stack, and this will be like array and this will be index. Here we will call main function. When we call main function, then the array will pass here like the address of array which will be 5k, and then line number 1, like when the array will call, then this line will be executed, and now it will call maximum of array for array and the index value will be initially 0, right? So for this line address will be same, index will be 0, and here line number 1 executed, and then it again call maximum of array from index. Now index will be 1. Okay, and then again line number 1 executes, and here now index is 1, right? Here index is this one here, and now it will call again maximum of array and then pass the index plus plus, which is this one. So it now the index value will be 2. So here it will be like the base address of array, and then the index will be now 2. So now we are pointing here, our pointer is here, and then line number 1 execute again. Then it call again MOA of array comma index. Now index will be plus 1, which will be 3, and then the array will be same and the index will be 3, right? Now index is 3. Then again call the line number 1, and the same thing will happen again. It will call array and index, which will be index plus 1. Now it will be 4. So base address will be 5k, and in the value of index will be 4, right? So our cursor is here. After this index we don't have any index. Like if we are going to index 5, so there is no more value for index 5. So what happened? So here we will consider it as a base case. So how we will consider it as a base case? So let's understand. If our index is 4 and the element is last, so we don't need to compare any other element. We don't have any other element to compare it. So what happened? So if we implement that index equals to length, which is 5. So here it should be like array dot length minus 1, which will be here index is 4, and array dot length minus 1, which is 5 minus 1 equals to 4. So if both are same, then what will we need? We need to return this element 35. Okay, so this will be our base case, right? We don't need to compare it again for a further step. So it will return what? It will return 35. So here we will write our base case. It will return 35, and we will write our base case if index equals to array dot length, then it should return array of index, right? This is our base case. Till now we are executing our stack from bottom to top. When we find our base case, then it will execute from top to bottom. Okay, so for now, like it returned 35, so the control will be here and these stack will be wipe out, and here line number 2 will execute. So it returned like 35, and the MESA, which is maximum element in smaller array, is 35, and now 35 will compare what? Array of 3, which will be like this one, the element which is on array of 3, that is 18. So it will compare from 18. So when it will compare to 18, then it will return maximum for this line of code. Okay, so it will return MESA. So what is MESA? That is 35. So here onwards it return 35, right? And the control will be again here, and this line will be wiped out, right? And for next line, index is 2. So here index is 2. So it will again compare what? Line number 2 will execute, and it will compare maximum element in a smaller array to array of index. So array of index is 47, right? And what we are going to compare? We are going to compare MESA, which is 35, with index of 2, which is 47. So here 47 is greater, so it will return what? It will return 47. Now it will return 47. Okay, and it will like looking for next line execution. So there is no more next line, so it will, the control will go for further line, stack will be wipe out. Okay, so for here the index is 1, then line number 2 will execute again. So here it will compare like 47 compare from array of 1, which is array of 1 here, that is 4. So it will compare with 4. So it will compare with 4, and 4 is lesser, so it will return MESA. Okay, one more thing we can consider, that from for index number 3, so when it return 35, and for index 2, it compare for MESA, which was like MESA was lesser, so it returned what? It returned array of index, which was 47. Okay, and then again we, when control went for index 1, then it compare with a 4, index of index of 1, which was 4. So now it is lesser, so index of 4 index of 1 is lesser, which is 4. So it will return 47 for next step. So here it is lesser, so it will return 47, and the control, it will again look for third line. There is no more third line, so control will be here automatically, and then this line will be a wipe out, and the maximum value till now, that is 47, right? And then again for index 0, line number 2 will be executed, and then the MESA, which is 47, will compare from index of 0, that is 20. So here Misa is greater than that, so it will return maximum value, which is 47 again. So here it will return what, 47, and this line will be wipe out. Okay, so now maximum value is 47, right? So this is it, our program has all successfully executed. So now if we want, we can understand it again, and if you have any further query related to this program, you can comment out in comment section, and then I will help you out. Okay, so first here we will execute the program line by line. We are passing array and element, like index will be 0, so here index is 0 and array. Okay, and let we have a array which have a two element like 5 and 6, right? And this will be like 0 and 1, and this will be like, this will be length 1 and 2, length will be 2, and index will be 0 and 1. Okay, so for first line, the index, let index is 1, here we are on here, so index is 1 and array dot length which is 2. So array dot length we forget to write here, like array, this is not array dot length, this is array dot length minus 1. So this will be like length minus 1, length is 2, minus 1 will be 1. So if both the index and array of index minus 1 will be same, then it will return what, the element index value, which will be like array of index, and this is 6 here. So we don't need to go further for any other comparison, so it will definitely return this value. So this line is executed, and then if we have a more element in our array, so what will be happen, like we have a more element like 2, 4, 7, then what happened, we have to find out maximum element from 1 onwards. Okay, so from here to, we are not considering 0 for now, we have to find out the maximum element from this area from 1 to onwards. So here for this line, the maximum value will be 7, so it will return what, max as a 7. Okay, so here our max is 7, so it will return 7. Otherwise, if this is like 12, then what will happen, this condition will be false, this condition will be false, and then it will return what, the array of index. So what will be array of index, now it is comparing from index which is 0, so it is comparing from 0, so the index will be 0, so the array of index will be 12. So now it will return what, 12. Okay, so this will be our expected output. So now we will see this whole program in our VS Code for a live implementation. Okay, this is our array which we took in our example. Okay, this is the same, and then we call a like we write a function, initialize a function where display max element. Okay, and inside that function we pass a array and index. Okay, so the same thing which we did inside our logical implementation. Okay, so this is our body of a function, and then we just call that particular function and pass a array as well as the index. Here the index will be initial, so it will be like 0 initially, which is mentioned here also. Okay, and we store that particular value of function inside a variable, and then we console that variable, because we don't have a need to implement any console inside that particular function. So we can see here there is no more console inside our function, so we have to store the function at the time of when we call that particular function. Okay, so now we will implement the main logic. So here we will write our base case, which is if index will be equals to like array dot length. Okay, if both are same, then it should return what, it should return array of index. Okay, and now we will create a variable, and here we will store the maximum element inside a new variable, because over here we have to calculate from 1 to n. Okay, but we have to find out 0 to n. So here this will be like maximum element inside small array. So here it will be like Misa, and inside this one it will be call display function again, display max element, and then we have to pass a array as well as index 2, but here index will be increased because we are using a recursive function. Okay, so now we will implement the logic like condition. If Misa is greater than array of index, okay, then it will return what, it will return Misa, as simple as that. Otherwise, else it will return array of index, simple. Okay, this is our whole program. So now we will execute this program. Here it will be node space display max element.js. So this is our maximum value inside our array. Okay, and if we are make 20 replace with the 120, then it should be 120, okay, which is this one, okay. And if we are make 35 as a 350, then it should return 350. So yeah, we can see that we got a exact correct output. So this is it for this video. I will provide the link of this program inside the description, so you can go through that link and you can download that program. And that's it for now, and we will meet you again in new video. Till then, take care and bye.